and welcome to Dark Blue Nutrition. My name is Katie, your registered dietitian and personal trainer. Today we are going to talk about one of my favorite topics, how to set nutrition and fitness goals that actually stick. As a dietitian nutrition coach who coaches one-on-one clients all the time, I know that setting goals sounds so simple, but it's actually more complex than you think to set goals that stick, that make you feel confident, that set you up for success in the future. If we just set any old goal, it can have some caveats to it. If you set a goal that is too low, then the issue with that is that you're not pushing yourself to your fullest potential, and then you lose confidence in those goals. You don't really want to work on them, and you just feel like, what's the point? Because it's not something that's giving me results. It's not something that I'm passionate about, and who cares if I just skip out on this goal? If you set something too crazy and too lofty, you set yourself up for feeling like a failure when you don't perfectly hit that goal. So today we're going to talk about how to make a goal that's just right, just in the middle, so you can feel confident and so it can set you up for success in the future. So if you've ever set a goal before, you've probably heard of something called a SMART goal. And a SMART goal doesn't just mean that it's an intelligent goal or it's not a stupid goal. It's an acronym that actually stands for some constructive ways to set a goal. So our first letter in this SMART goal acronym is S, and S stands for specific. So what does specific mean? If you say my goal is to work out more, that is an example of a non-specific goal because it doesn't really have any parameters to it. It's just that you work out more, and you don't really have a point at which you can say, I met my goal, because what is more? What if now you work out 3 days a week, but in the future your normal is 4? So is 4 more workouts, or is 5 more workouts, or is 6 more workouts? You can see where it can be a little bit hairy what exactly that means. So you want to set something specific. So that could mean I want to work out 5 days a week. 5 days a week is a way to measure specificity on that goal. There should be more pieces to this goal, but we'll go step by step. A food related goal could be, this week I'm going to chop 3 fruits on Sunday. That is a specific goal. For a health related goal, it could also be, this week I'm going to meditate 2 times for 15 minutes each. Those are just a few examples of how to incorporate specificity into your everyday goals. The second letter in the SMART acronym is measurable. So one thing that you really want to assess, and that I kind of touched on with being specific, is that you want to make sure and ask yourself, can I measure success with this goal? If you cannot, then you want to reevaluate how you can get more specific and more tangible to this goal. So again, saying something like, my goal is to be more active, or my goal is to eat more fruit, or my goal is to meditate. Those are all things that you can't quite measure. So if you're reflecting, or maybe even someone was looking in on your life, could they determine if you were meeting your goal or not that week? That's what you want to ask yourself, and if not, then get more specific and more tangible with that goal. The third letter of the SMART acronym is Attainable. Attainable essentially just means that, is it something that you can actually attain? Is it something that you can tangibly reach? And you want to be thinking about what is possible for you. I don't want to say this like you have to give yourself any limitations, but just be realistic with yourself. If you have a foot injury, for example, and you want to run 3 marathons this year, ask yourself, is this actually attainable for me, or am I gonna injure myself doing this if I try to go for that number? Maybe you do 1 marathon instead, or maybe you don't do any marathons and you focus on upper body workouts because that's gonna be better for you in this moment. Attainability has everything to do with what you can physically do and what you can also mentally handle. So be realistic with yourself and ask yourself, is this possible for me right now? And that's the key. Is it possible for you right now? Maybe it's not possible right in this moment or this year or next year, but maybe it's possible in 3 years from now. But you want to focus on the now, and then 3 years from now, if you want to focus on what's attainable for you then focus on that in that moment. It's really all about just being realistic with what's possible in the moment. And with that kind of goes with being realistic, which is the next letter of the SMART acronym. You want to be realistic with what is possible and what is attainable in your goals. For example, 7 days a week, that's my goal for working out. Does that feel like it's a doable, possible goal? Maybe it is for this week, but long term, is it realistic to ask myself to work out 7 days a week till the end of time, throughout all the holidays, throughout being sick, throughout all the life events that you can possibly think of that could come up? Is it realistic to be able to work out every day a week? And even if it is, even if you're the most determined person on earth, is it smart to do that? Ask yourself and be realistic with what is doable. The biggest takeaway that I want my one-on-one clients to know is that having a small goal to start is nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, you should be proud that you can set those limitations for yourself, because starting small helps you gather momentum and gain confidence at that smaller, realistic level. And then that is the building block that will get you to the next steps. So starting with 2 workouts a week for 15 minutes and working up to 3 for 20 minutes, and then eventually working up to 4 workouts for 30 minutes. That's how you want to give yourself that wiggle room to work up to it, because we can always advance our goals, but it's kind of this shameful feeling to retract our goals and to step down. So I always recommend to start low and then go higher as you achieve those goals and as you advance in your goal setting and in your fitness and nutrition goals in general. And the last letter of the acronym of SMART goals is time bound. Ask yourself, what time limit do you want to put on this goal? So some goals are going to be a goal that you want to achieve by next year. Some are going to be goals that you want to achieve by next month. And then others are going to be goals that you set weekly for yourself. So that can be another way to make it a time-bound goal. So your goal can be working out 3 days a week. And that's a reoccurring goal that you assess at the end of every week if you met that goal. Or you can have the goal of running a marathon by November. That's a long-term goal, but you have a set in stone date that you want to achieve that by. You can also do this with nutrition, like I want to meal prep every Sunday for 1 to 2 hours in the afternoon. That's another way to just make it an ongoing goal that you set for yourself, that every Sunday, you know, I met this goal because I was meal prepping on Sunday afternoon for 1 to 2 hours. So let me know in the comment section below, what is your goal for this week, whether it's nutrition, fitness, mindfulness, or anything like that. I want to hear what goals you have set for yourself and what's one long-term goal and what's one short-term goal like for the end of this week. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you learned a thing or two from this video, and I'll leave some extra videos in the end card that you can check out if you want to continue learning about nutrition, fitness, and mindful eating. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.